So after covering the Modern Warfare 2 remaster recently, I decided to continue my look at the Easter eggs in the Call of Duty series, and this time with Modern Warfare 3. Released all the way back in 2011, Modern Warfare 3 was the first game in the Modern Warfare series made without Vince Zampella and Jason West, who had left Infinity Ward in one of the messiest breakups in video game history to form Respawn Entertainment, and the rest, as they say, is history. In today's video, we'll be covering all of the Easter eggs, secrets, and references found in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Now I'm going to be completely honest here, the Easter eggs in Modern Warfare 3 aren't the best in the series, but it does have a couple of secrets worth sharing. As always, if you think I have missed anything, then the best place to let me know is in the comment section or on my social media accounts, the links to which are in the description. Anyway, without further delay, let's get started. So first up, let's take a look at some of the Easter eggs that can be found in the campaign and Spec Ops missions. The Modern Warfare 3 campaign was of course a continuation of the Modern Warfare storyline, and a very familiar face makes an appearance that you might have missed. As you approach the end of the Stay Sharp Spec Ops mission, you can find this. So this is a picture of General Sheppard, the backstabbing traitor from Modern Warfare 2. Also, the picture has had 3 knives thrown at it, which is probably a reference to the never not satisfying way that Sheppard met his end in Modern Warfare 2. Up next is the Black Tuesday campaign mission. The mission sees you attempt to destroy a Russian jammer that has been placed on the stock exchange, and it's just outside of the stock exchange we can find our very first tiny reference. Across the street from the stock exchange you can find this. So this is a weird one. With a vast majority of the old Infinity Ward team leaving to join up with Vince Zampella and Jason West at Respawn, I was thinking this could have been something to do with that. Almost like a wink and a nod to their former colleagues. I mean, it could just be a random newspaper clipping, but I'd like to think it was the former. The next discovery to be made on the Black Tuesday mission involves the stock exchange itself. Outside of the stock market you can spot a screen with current prices of various shares. The names of the companies listed aren't a coincidence though. ACT is Activision, BLZ is Blizzard, and SHG is Sledgehammer Games. The others may be a reference to, but I couldn't think of any companies to match their names, so feel free to fill in the blanks in the comments. So this next Easter egg is one for the more observant players out there. On the Mind the Gap mission you can spot a tube map. Now of course this isn't an uncommon sight on the London Underground, but upon closer inspection you can see that various stations have some pretty strange names. For example, we have Yogo Gogo Town, No Ammo Road, That's What We Do Town, Verrucht, These Nuts Avenue, Jizz Jazz Street, and more. Hopefully I don't need to tell you that those aren't real London Underground stations. Again, fill in the blanks if you think you can spot some good ones that I may have missed. The final Easter egg found in the campaign can be found on the Grab and Bag mission. The mission itself sees you head to Paris to track down Makarov's bomb maker, a pretty important objective. If you find the situation a little too stressful, why not take a minute to enjoy some graffiti.
Established overhead, ready for targets.
Frost, get in the damn game! We need smoke on that BTR!
So you know who else as a little girl holds a sledgehammer and is often found painted on walls? That's right, it's Big Bird from Sesame Street. No, of course not. This is almost certainly meant to be a reference to Samantha Maxey's, a pivotal character in the COD Zombie storyline. Right, so that does it for the Easter eggs and secrets found in the campaign and Spec Ops. It's time to move on to the multiplayer maps. Now thankfully the Easter eggs and secrets found on the multiplayer maps are far more interesting than the campaign Easter eggs. First up is the village map. Set in an African village, you play as either the PMC or African militia. As you'd expect from the location, it's probably the last place you'd expect there to be unnecessary tech or equipment. Well, there is one retro piece of tech that can be found here. So this retro Modern Warfare arcade cabinet has definitely seen better days. However, still visible on the side of the cabinet is an 8-bit version of Captain Price, who somehow still manages to look like a badass. Oh, and yes, I saw the teddy bear on the right of the cabinet, we'll get to those later. The next discovery to be made on the village map is probably one of the most popular Easter eggs in Modern Warfare 3. On the outskirts of the village map, you can find this. So this hatch has the numbers 4, 8, 15, 16, 23 and 42 written on it. These numbers are a reference to the TV show Lost, which aired between 2004 and 2010.
4, 8, 15, right, 16, 23, 42. Press execute.
So something that I haven't really covered in this video is the sheer amount of teddy bears found hidden in the Modern Warfare 3 maps. Teddy bears are everywhere in the game, but this particular bear found on the lockdown map is ready for battle. So this teddy bear is holding 2 golden desert eagles. In the Modern Warfare 2 remaster, we could find another teddy bear who was holding just the 1 golden desert eagle that you could actually pick up and use. The next teddy bear of interest can be found on the map Mission. So this teddy is an interesting one, as people aren't 100% sure who Porter is. Many believe it's John Porter, an artist who worked on Modern Warfare 3 and various other entries in the series. I have reached out to John through email to see if he can confirm this long-held suspicion, so I'll be sure to let you know if I hear anything. The final few Easter eggs can be found on the DLC map Sanctuary. Sanctuary is set in a Greek monastery, but even if I hadn't mentioned that fact, there is a small way to tell. Behind the church, you can hear this. So that was the extremely creepy sound of monks chanting, and of course that won't be the only creepy find on Sanctuary. Up next is another unexplained Easter egg. On the Sanctuary map there is a thin path that leads you from the bridge to the other side of the map. On this particular path you can find this. So not only can we find a dead goat, but we can also find a picture of a man with his hands down his trousers. I have no idea if the goat and the picture are linked, and for once I kind of hope they aren't. It seems that Infinity Ward has a thing for goats, as one could be found wearing a beanie standing on top of a dead cow in Modern Warfare 2019. Again, there may be a link, or it could just be 2 random goats. So the final Easter egg is very sad. In the graveyard area of the map, you can hear this. So those ghostly voices weren't random sound bites, they were actually taken from the Davis family vacation, who were featured at the end of the Mind the Gap mission.
Okay, so this is day 3, London, and we're off to... Sarah, tell Daddy where we're going.
We're going to Big Ben.
That's right, Big Ben. Oh, there it is, sweetie. It's right there. Honey, are you getting this?
Daddy, look over here. Look at me, Daddy.
She's really hyped It's your daughter. You know she gets that from you.
So that's it. That should be all of the Easter eggs in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. It has been fun going back to Modern Warfare 3 to record these Easter eggs, and it's kind of made me miss the simpler days of COD, if you know what I mean. Of course, if you think I've missed an Easter egg or a secret in Modern Warfare 3, then be sure to let me know in the comments section or in my social media accounts, the links to which are in the description. If you are a fan of Easter eggs and secrets, then perhaps consider subscribing, as that's what this channel is all about. Thank you all for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon.